Hi, Caleb with Brownells here, and in today's product spotlight, we're going to be taking a look at the Unity Tactical AXON switch. Alright, so what is this switch and why is it better than using like standard factory switches and whatnot? So if you're familiar with the Unity hot button, you know it's just a really ergonomic, solid way to mount a switch to a firearm platform. Now, I have this one mounted for the DBAL and this SureFire light, and it has a Y split that goes into the visual override for the DBAL A3s, which is awesome. So what that actually does, so for example here, I can switch my DBAL to my IR laser, and I can use the button on top here. I don't know if you guys can see at that angle. I'll actually pretend like I'm presenting it to a crowd here and make it so that you can see it, so that it's not just me talking to myself. So there's a pressure pad here, and then there's an actual button switch, like on-off button switch here. So what that does is, so the bottom button, this flat one, is going to activate your laser, and of course if you double tap it, the laser is going to stay on, and that is primarily to whichever setting you have it on. So it's not just the laser. If you have it on your actual just IR light, you can just switch it to IR light and that button will activate it. So the point I'm trying to make here is this button, this flat one at the bottom, is for the DBAL. That's all you need to know, right? It'll activate whatever setting's on. Then this button on top here is for your SureFire light. So if you turn this on, your SureFire light comes on. Turn it off, and you can, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's an actual click. You can hear the click, right? So what this visual override switch actually does when it splits into the Y is that whenever I hit this button to turn on my white light, the visible laser comes on at the same time as well, no matter what setting your actual DBAL's on. So that's a pretty cool feature there, because obviously if I'm using white light, I don't mind having a laser broadcasting as well. The only thing that gets a little tricky is if you have a light set up like this one that has a IR filter on it, it's still going to show the laser. So in which case, if you didn't want that, you would just unplug your visual override, and then everything's good to go from there. So there's a lot more into that. We'll do a more like in-depth video of like setting stuff up to shoot at nighttime. That'll kind of get into the details of all this, because if you're not familiar with this world, I know like a lot of what I'm saying right now is just gibberish. This one is geared towards people who already kind of have an understanding in that. But like I said, we'll do a more in-depth, detailed video in the future that'll give a lot of context to this stuff. So this video is just about the switch here, so that's why we're breezing over the rest of that stuff. So that's why, honestly, that's why this switch is so awesome. It gives you all that functionality in a super compact fashion. I have mine mounted on the top here. You can mount it on the sides, whatever. It comes with the 1913 mount. You can also get, if you want it to be a little bit more streamlined, if you're mounting it on the side, you can get a M-LOK specific mount for it. So there's this hole in the top here, and then you can mount an M-LOK base plate to it, and it keeps everything super tight into the rail also. Or if you're like me and you really like those Midwest Industries lightweight handguards that have the top rail cut out, this would sit super low on one of those, and that'd be awesome. I'm kind of like getting ideas for different setups I want to do right here in front of you guys. You guys get to see the think tank happening right now. This is how beautiful baby of ideas are born into the world right now. This conversation. All right, so that's enough of me making it weird. If you have any questions or comments, you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to post them down below, or whichever social media platform. And if you're watching this on the website, the product will be linked down below. So just jump on over there. As always, you'll see it. And if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call on the tech line. We'll be happy to help you out. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.